So I don't think I remember how much it, because for it to sell retail 400, it would have to have come in at cost between 150, 175 at like store costs.
But that's why this was a special pre-order, because you had to pay up front because they had to manufacture all this plastic. And it came with faces, heads, and
I know
articulations and all of that. So you're getting the bang of your buck. So this is actually cheap.
Okay.
I guess. We'll get into more details. So the show has started. If y'all don't know, we're talking about Fly Nerd shit.
Hey.
What's up, you good? Pretty pro, man.
Sound like Dr. Claw over there.
Whoa, man. What's going on? Adjust your levels. Say, yo, man, this is the Fly Nerd Group podcast.
What's happening, y'all?
What's good?
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you. Man, he is perfect. Woo! Like he can do, man. Like he come with extra wiggle action.
Well adjusted for it. Actually, this is the anniversary of Ric Flair. He come with his cape, his robe and stuff, and all the fixings, man, and several hands for the woo. You can do the woos, the woo head.
Woo!
Ironically, I was just watching some earlier today where he won his 10th title reign against Barry Windham back in 90s WCW, like 93.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's dope. Old school Ric Flairs, man. I was watching this old clip of Kurt Angle. He gave Mae Young the slam, the Olympic slam. He did the slam, but he celebrated like he won the gold medal. This is hilarious. Alright, dude, let me see if I can find that real quick. That shit funny.
He was a character.
Yeah, very much so.
And he was one of the few that used actual Greco-Roman techniques in his as part of his shtick, right?
Yeah.
And like he used like legit ones from what I recall. Like, I was semi out of wrestling at that point, so I would just watch on the outskirts.
Nah, Kurt Angle was one of the G's. I liked Kurt Angle, so I followed him. That's all true, man. And the fact he actually won the Olympic.
He is a gold medalist.
He's a really gold medalist.
Man, I just still wish him and
Very
Brad
good, man. Mae Young Olympic slam.
That's hilarious. That's
Is that John Henry? What you talking to?
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
Mark John Henry.
She's been forcibly falling, and she may not get back up.
Oh, Mark, that's your fault, man. You got that lady slam.
Nah, she got herself slammed one in the ring. She got herself slammed. That was an adult decision. That was an adult decision.
Oh, man. Hey, man, so we like flashback into the good old days, you know what I mean? It's like, good old Saturday morning cartoon type vibe, you know what I mean? We had that chat earlier this week, man. I was like, this gotta be a topic because this is real Fly Nerd shit, you know what I mean? I know
we was reminiscing
Fly
hard.
Nerd. Yeah, we was reminiscing, and it was like, you had a routine. It was like a routine you had. It was like, all right, get out of school.
Right.
Get home around 3:30 because, Fox 32.
You got to go. Ghostbusters was like my normal lead. I used to get home in time to see Ghostbusters. At least when I
What
was
time was that?
That's like around 3:30. Right. So because Ghostbusters, you wouldn't have to make a decision with Ghostbusters. You could just watch it because nothing else on that you wanted to. Like Heathcliff was on, Heathcliff was cool, but you won't watch Ghostbusters first.
You won't watch some.
Unless it's a whack episode of Ghostbusters.
Thundercats wasn't 3 o'clock.
No, it was at 4 o'clock. I see at 4 o'clock when you have to make them decisions. 4 o'clock, it was decision making time.
Right.
Like you could coast from 3 to 3 to 4, 3 to 3:30.
So you could read that.
Yeah. But then come 4, it's Thundercats.
Oh,
It's Transformers, followed by G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Power Hour.
Right. And then it was Masters of the Universe, followed by Thundercats.
See?
And then WGBO was sneaking Turtles in at 4 on you.
See?
And you would have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. You're like, what am I going to watch? So you would hope sometimes for reruns.
The Return of Optimus Prime. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing. I don't care what turtle.
Right. Yeah. In some things you just like, I catch that on the rebound.
No, but that was the whole schedule thing, dude, and that's crazy because for me, I wasn't a Master of the Universe dude, so that was a slide off my list. Oh, I don't care about that.
Sure.
Or if anything else wasn't on, then I watch it, but it was very secondary on my list, so everything else was kind of like impedingly close. G.I. Joe, Transformers,
and then
Thundercats.
for a while, WGN just had the power lineup because it was like Bigfoot and the Muscle Machines.
Oh.
And then it was something like you know, some you skip Jim sometimes Jim would come on, I watch it, not watch it, all depending on how I feel at that moment. It depends.
Animation.
Right, and like I ain't gonna front, I watched plenty of episodes of Jim.
I watched Jim.
I watched plenty of episodes of Jim. But you would have, but
that was
sometimes
2 o'clock though.
Yeah, but you could let sometimes you could let Jim slide by.
Oh yeah,
you let Jim slide by, but it used to lead into like Bigfoot and the Muscle Machine, and then after that you get G.I. Joe, Transformers, and on, and then every now and again they really split you up. Those some of them Sunday morning joints like Jason the Wheel Warriors pop up out of nowhere, just on a random afternoon. You're like, wait, you Sunday morning?
Right.
What's this? Then the Cozone came along.
That was like Bobby's World and
Camp Candy. Them late '90s joints. And then, but those were all the lead-ins for Spider-Man and the X-Men when they was gonna pop on the afternoon.
That's true.
Those were the lead-ins.
Those were the lead-ins, and then you watch your Spider-Man and the X-Men.
And then kind of like that, yes sir.
And then when Batman animated series dropped, that just ruled everything. You would break your neck.
Fox 1.
Yeah, Fox 1. You would break your neck to get to that.
Home for that, man. Yeah, some cats never watched that show. I was like, yo, this is Batman. I ain't talking about this ain't the old comic book or the, the happy-go-lucky Batman and the characters. No, this is serious.
It's dark tones.
It's like the content on this board. It was a clip I saw with, it was a clip. Internet's crazy, man. They had a clip of dude, Batman saved him. He was like, Harley sprayed me with the gas. And it was something, it was like the way he said it, it carried so many other things. And then Batman was like, get that man a medic! I was like, hey, yo, man, this is crazy. So, yeah, but still, though, that cartoon took things on another level.
Oh, yeah, that upped the animation game a lot. That show was such a smash hit. Such a smash. I mean, it gave us, like, a lot of people don't know that Harley Quinn started on the show and was brought into the comics.
That's how it brought into the they brought her from, like, yo, they got Harley in the movies and comic books and all this shit. Yeah, man. And that started from the cartoon, did she pass?
That voice actor.
The original
voice actor.
The original voice actor. And that's when Sarah Strong stepped in.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to Kelly Cuoco because she holds it down as Harley on the show on HBO Max. And she is a great Harley. She is an absolute great Harley.
She is, but I gotta catch up on people.
Yeah.
But the show is off the chain, so yeah.
It was kind of cool, like on the Saturday morning front. Also, too, you had like crazy variety, especially like on the 80s side. You had almost like a little bit of everything.
Remember the cartoon kickoff shows?
Yeah.
Remember how every network would have that one Friday night where they preview what's coming?
Oh my goodness.
The Friday night previews of all lineup. Yeah, you used to hope that your moms didn't want to watch nothing. Like, come on, mom, I just need this hour. I just need this hour.
Saturday Night Live, the wrestling, Saturday Night Fight, man. I gotta see this real quick, man, please.
And it was like they showcased a little bit of everything. You had like Turbo Team, you had Captain N, the Game Master.
Remember Kid Video?
Kid Video, yes. Kid Video. what else you had?
The 80s was big on taking people from the real world and making them cartoons.
Like a Karate Kid
like
cartoon.
like Karate Kid cartoon, Captain Ian, yeah, Rambo.
I was like,
Man, who else had cartoons? Hammerman had cartoons.
Yeah.
Kid
Play had cartoons.
what was his name? David Wayne Head, I think, whatever.
Yeah. He had one. Yeah, a lot of cats had Pro Stars,
Michael Dwayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson.
Yep.
They were secret agents, but they was like basketball.
Yeah,
sports.
they used their sports skills. They sports skills.
What was another one? Oh, they did what? James Bond Jr. or something like that.
Yeah, James Bond Jr. I remember that, dude.
That was wild.
I remember Dino Sauces.
Yeah.
Biker Mike from
Mars. Turtles, they had Turtle Power Hour coming to them.
Battletoads, Street Sharks,
Silverhawks.
Man, Silverhawks. To me, the Silverhawks was a dope concept.
Tiger Sharks.
Yeah, Tiger Sharks.
Yeah.
And Humanoids was my shit.
Oh, Humanoids.
And it Decompose was terrifying.
Yeah.
That that was it just poke you and you was a zombie.
And you know,
There wasn't no coming back from that.
that was like one of the darkest cartoons I've ever seen back then. Because just so much stuff that was happening. Like you said, with Decompose, you had one character, Tendril, was like an evil man thing looking.
Yeah, he was like a plant. He was like a plant creature. And they was like killing people. Like killing people. But that's also around the same time, even though I know it was in reruns, that I realized how many people died in episodes of Johnny Quest. From the 60s run, like people got messed up.
Executions too.
Yeah.
It was grimy.
Yeah, it was a couple times that they led us to believe that Dr. Zen was dead. He was dead, they just chose like, hey, we need to bring that Zen guy back.
We could do it off camera, guys. We're not gonna try
He fell to the Komodo dragons. I remember that vividly.
Man.
You don't walk away with Komodo dragon stuff.
And then, of course, we had the Hanna-Barbera stuff or what have you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, remember when Space Ghost, he had an 80s show on Saturday mornings, him and those teenagers and the new Herculoids?
Yeah.
Because Teen Wolf was the follow-up show to that one.
Wow.
And the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
Yeah. Man, Saturday morning,
those are, networks don't have cartoons like that anymore.
I don't care how many cartoon networks you have, man. You can't summarize, like, because all of that's all different animations. All them
Thunder Barbarian.
Thunder the Barbarian.
That was my shit, too.
Yeah.
Whole position.
Shoot.
Mask.
The greatest cartoon teams of all time. There's some weirdos. What was that dude that transformed to a car?
Turbo Team. Yeah, wow, like was it he had warm water on, he turned to a car, cold water turned to. It's like so your enemy is the Gargoyles? Got you.
Right.
Easy.
Your molecular structure turns to a vehicle. Yikes.
Easy.
Yeah, anyway.
There was the Rubik's Cube cartoon.
Right.
Punky Rooster, Alf.
Oh, remember the laser tag joint?
Yep, I remember the laser tag cartoon. Yep.
I was like, and they even did like a live action Power Rangers version of Photon, which was
I do remember that.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh,
that was just back at the time when like if it was popular, it got a cartoon and a cereal.
Yeah,
like
we got a cartoon, a cereal, and an action figure.
Yeah, hands down. Like, cause Mr. T was everywhere.
Oh yeah,
he had a cartoon.
He had a cartoon. Yeah, all them teens. Mr. T.
Little gymnastics kids helping out with his crime.
Driving around with a bunch of kids, bunch of gymnastic kids. What you doing?
Hey, what you doing, Mr. Stop that. Calm that down. So nah, man, Saturday morning, yeah, that shit, man. Just in general, that level of entertainment, man, is just. And a lot of that stuff was canon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You had different level Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, then there was the other one that was based on like the gorilla.
Filmation
version.
Yeah. So it was dope, and that animation was dope, man.
Droids, Ewoks.
I forgot about like Robotech and Cross.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like
Robotech, Transor Z.
Transor Z, exactly.
Transor Z. Oh my God.
That's crazy. And Voltron.
Oh, Mighty Warbots.
The Mighty Warbots.
GoBots.
GoBots. They jumped the shark with the Rock Lords. They should have stayed away from that.
Hey, that was their movie.
Yeah.
They tried to go Transformer with it.
Yeah, they
tried to go. But remember how the Rock Lords transform? You just bent them down.
Yeah. What else you do?
Right, but
ain't no switching configuration.
They could have at least like done something different. Oh, he got hit from the back.
Oh my God!
Took him down.
Oh my God! Always jealous. Ric Flair's running like a scarlet dog.
Oh my God!
Damn you, Triple H.
That'll wait, Grandma. They come up with some of the most creative phrases.
Jim Ross, man. Jim Ross. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Jim Ross, man. That's what made wrestling dope, man.
Yes,
all
sir.
that hijinks.
Jerry Long.
Yeah, man.
And speaking of wrestling, our boy CM Punk. Somebody's boy, he ain't my boy.
Not my boy.
Somebody's
Definitely
boy.
not my boy.
That's sad, man. You gotta say, man. Hey, man, I used to like CM Punk. For me, he was like the last Mohicans of the Attitude Era for the WWE or F or whatever.
That's the exact reason though he got so much trouble.
Cause it's like with him, he just had this like little entitlement thing about himself where, you know, it was like just because he's like the last, like you say, last Mohicans of being a big bad rebel or whatnot, that he felt like he can just just go against the system as much as he wants to. And then it's like with somebody, when you're dealing with somebody like the ire of like Vince McMahon or Triple H, or especially Vince McMahon in general, you're only gonna get so far with that type of stuff.
Okay, that's true.
And like, you know, with him getting scooped up by Tony Khan, AEW, you know, Tony Khan's the man got mad loot, no doubt, but he's such a fanboy of wrestling. It's like CM Punk is one of his personal favorites, so he feel like, okay, I'm gonna make fans happy, I'm gonna make him happy, I'm gonna let him do what he do. But courtesy of this first time where he got into trouble with AEW talent.
The fights, right? He's
physically
assaulting, like he's taking it beyond the promo.
Right,
he's
exactly.
physically assaulting people.
So he's taking it. All right. So wait a minute.
Now, well, not to cut you off, but like with this right here, the all-out medium scrum from last year,
yeah.
This was basically he was getting, you know, asked questions about, you know, his connections, his off and on friendship with what's his name, Colt Cabana, who's also from here, and you know, just other things like other talent like Heyman, Adam Page, and stuff like that.
On his drinks?
No, that's some goofy seltzer water crap he was drinking on. But
all right, hold up. Let's do. So the conversation is CM Punk got fired from AEW
around this time last year.
Around this time last year.
Yeah.
So then they hired him again.
Mm-hmm. They hired him again earlier this year.
Yep.
And then he got in some trouble backstage and got fired again.
He got fired a couple weeks ago at their first ever event in Wembley Stadium over in the UK, because he got into it with a wrestler named Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who's like an indie favorite, and also the son of late great Luke Perry from 90210 fame. And basically they had war words, and next thing you know, Punk calls up taking a shot, and it took a big old Samoa Joe to break him apart.
Shout out to Samoa Joe.
That's my man's right there, Samoa Joe.
AKA Sweet Tooth for those who watch
Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal fame, of course.
And I'm glad that Samoa Joe came out and silenced those people who was trying to say like the movie people was wrong for not having him do the voice. He was like, he loved every moment of Will Arnett doing the voice because he could not do the laugh.
Right.
Like, he was like, I could. He was like, what they needed me to do vocally, I can't do. So why not? And he was like, working with Will Arnett was great because he was on set every day to make sure the vocals matched the physical.
Wow.
So that was pretty dope.
Never knew. So so he got fired for that, and then is the wrestling world gonna go into frenzy because he was the asshole. Like, it's funny when this news came out and you see the response in the comments. Everyone saying he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And see what makes it so bad too is like not only are people within the wrestling world saying this, people outside the wrestling world saying this also. I know a couple of people who have personally crossed paths with Punk, and he's been saying that.
I've watched him be an asshole. Yeah, he was my neighbor. He was my neighbor. He lived above Metamorphosis Tattoo Studio. I lived above Hollywood Cleaner, so we were like one building apart from each other. So I saw him off and on all the time, and we were in Walgreens together, and someone asked him politely, not even making a big deal about who he was. He's like, "Can I please take a selfie with you or a selfie?" He's like, "If either with you or of you."
Right.
And he was like, he just looked him straight up and down and said, "Fuck off."
Oh my God! You're fired! Oh my God!
I was just in my head. I was like, "Damn, that was just cold-blooded." It's like
and then there was an incident I want to say a couple years back. This was around time when he was in WWE at the time. A couple of the guys had came across him at Emporium, and I guess he was playing games or whatnot. And then one of the guys one guy they say happened to come close, just happened kind of did the same thing, politely asked, "Hey, I don't want to bother your game or whatever, but is it possible I can take a selfie with you?" Exact same response, "Fuck off," and just went back to playing the game. I'm like,
consistent.
Yeah,
consistent. Consistent.
There was that one time a couple years ago at Comic-Con, he was doing a panel with Andre, Angry Black Nerd, and well, not Angry Black Nerd, but just Black Nerd in general, Black Nerd comedy. And I just so happened to have my cell phone in my hand. I just took a quick little pic or whatever. Then he gave me the dirtiest look ever, and I was like, "What? What you gonna do?" I just took a picture. So what? And I'm just like,
come across that table on you.
Right. I'm like, come on, Phil. Come on,
come here, Philip.
Come on, Phil. Come on, man. Trying to be so I can sue you for all you get.
Pretty much, right? Like, right. Right. I hit you, I'm famous. You hit me, you're brainless.
Right. That's that on that one.
Right.
Don't be no dumb punk.
No.
Right. Be CM Punk, not dumb punk.
So kind of like the current little, banner that's going on, whatever. People want to know whether or not WWE is going to hire him back. Based off his past history with them, personally, I highly doubt it. Well, people are confident saying.
Doesn't Seth Rollins say he's locker room cancer?
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Like, majority of the current roster, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, even the top dude, Roman Reigns, they do not like this dude or want this dude. Roman said himself, he's like, "I don't like him or care for him, but they did do something like that. I'll work with him for the sake of business only. Outside of that, he don't care for him." Because it's like what Seth said, he's just a cancer like that. And even though he was caught up in a recent tour of WWE when they were in the city last few months back, he happened to be hanging around the parking lot talking to random talent here and there, and it took Triple H himself to come out and say, like, "Hey, I ain't trying to start no stuff, but you need to go. You just need to go right now." And him and Triple H don't have they don't like each other.
Yeah, they don't like each other. Yeah, they don't like each other. You gotta leave the premises, Philip.
Yeah.
Get out of here now! You're fired!
Right.
You jobless hack.
Magic in town. I'm just telling who you are, damn it. I'm the man in this place. Be a man, gotta beat the man. I'm the best in the world. Not you, man.
Jesus. The drama continues. So, I don't know. You tried AEW and you got popped on that one. So,
where else to go? Really?
I'd be shocked if Impact Wrestling or NWA take him.
Really?
The only thing is, though, would they pay him that money? I doubt it.
They probably will show that money to him. It's just the ticket.
Yeah. Because, of course, you guys a little
You
alcohol.
don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate.
This is true.
So, yeah, man. So, alright, that's cool, man. So, moving right along, there was football season starting.
Football season has indeed started.
Oh,
Fantasy
yeah.
football leagues around America.
Yeah.
Everyone's cashing in, and if you got Justin Jefferson from the Vikings, you are to be rewarded. No,
Whoa.
that's the pick to make.
Really?
That he can pretty much catapult any decent team to a contender.
So,
It's been a long time since like you had a wide receiver talent that was this effective.
Oh, wow.
Like he's not as bruising as Calvin Johnson. He's not as slick or as aerial acrobatic as Randy Moss, but he just gets it done. Like the ball, he just finds it. Like there are some catches that he has made last year where his head did not turn.
Oh, wow.
How did he make this catch? His head didn't. It's one of those things where like you see his head turn once to see when the quarterback threw the ball, but he's not tracking it. He's not. This is Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson highlights. There you go, right there at the top. The dude is he's just an amazing talent, and it's just the type of, especially if you're in a points a PPR league, this dude's gonna make you win you a lot of games and earn you a lot of points.
So y'all hear that? This goes out to all y'all signing up for the Fly Nerd Fantasy Football League or whatever fantasy football
And
league.
he's not afraid to tackle. See, that was an interception, and he came back and put the smack on him. So like he's that type of. He's not a Hollywood wide receiver. He's the real deal.
He's there for the game.
Yeah, he's there. He's there for the game.
Yeah, the goonery. I like that word, the goonery in him.
Yeah, see, they're gonna show like it's an interception. Quarterback did not. But look at him. Bow.
Okay.
Like he immediately switched to playing corner, and it just came like boom, boom, boom.
Nice. That's all. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He can catch just as well as he can flip and defend.
Absolutely.
So now, man, what else? Who else to look out for?
You definitely want there are definitely some names from a couple years. You want to go for Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill. But these are at this point the drafts are done, teams are set. So if you didn't pick these teams, pick some of these people,
You already.
yeah, you're done now. You're done.
You're cooked.
You're done now. I mean, hope for a late start lead. Maybe you can get in after week one. Still get some
You look
best
at your team once it's.
I mean, you can make trades and stuff, but once your lineup is set, because you pull from the same pool of players that everyone else does. So there aren't two Justin Jeffersons, there's one.
Okay.
So if you the lucky one to get that one, you lucky one to get like a Tyreek Hill, Saquon Barkley, like boom, you are automatically putting yourself in contention because those guys put up numbers. And in regular football, the Bears still suck. Green Bay has wiped them out. When I last looked, it was 38-14. I don't care what the final score is. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't need to know the rest.
Look, man.
I'll figure it out later.
I'll leave my Bears conversation to myself. Off camera. Bad news Bears always to me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? At least the Cubs tried for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't feel the Bears have tried. Like, when the Cubs tried, they won the World Series. Like, they won the World Series. They tried.
Yeah.
The Bulls at least put in the effort to try and put a good show on the court.
Yeah, at least
For a little while.
They still slacking.
They slacking.
It's never been the same.
But, I mean, Chicago would love for the Bears to be in contention, man. Like, you know what that would do for the city? Like, just the general fellowship of the city.
We went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we got handed. Peyton Manning handed it to us.
That's
Peyton Manning was like, "Here, I'm about to show you what quarterback look like. Look at me.
No!
Look at me.
No!
I'm gonna throw this guy, and this guy, and this guy." I'm Peyton Manning. I'm changing the line.
So that's what's up, man. I mean, maybe later down the line, Bears can catch up.
Man, how much later? Now we've been talking later down the line since '85. We've been talking later down the line since '85.
You never know.
So
what is it? Is it?
It's the ownership. It's the coaching. It's like the Bears seem to have this fear of making the big move. Fear of going after the big name. Also, they're not good at cultivating young talent.
Okay.
A lot of these teams, they set themselves up because they know that the turnaround time in football is high. It's a short, you don't play football for the same amount of years that you can play basketball for some people. Football is like after year 7, you're kind of done. Because your body has taken like a bruising. Right. So like if you get to the 10-year mark, mostly if you're a quarterback, quarterbacks and kickers really tend to get there these days. But if you're like a wide receiver, running back, a defensive line star, O-line star, 10 is like it's kind of like you've pushed it.
Wow.
You've kind of pushed it. So you want to get in and get out, and so the Bears haven't got that system of cultivating young talent, and they tend to get like they'll be great at quarterback, but then not have any receivers. They will be great at receivers, and not have nobody at quarterback. And it's just kind of like an endless cycle. So, or we'll get really good defensively, but really bad offensively, or we'll get really good offensively and horrible on defense. So they never get the balance. They never get the balance, and it just starts at the front office though. Starts at the front office and trickles down. So hey, Bears, just get better. Get better. And this was not a good week 1 start to the season to get drubbed by a Aaron Rodgers-less Green. The guy's not there.
That's bad.
He's not even. He don't even play with him no more. He's a Jet now. So y'all let the new guy.
Yeah.
The new guy came in and just showed out.
Came through the Green Bay Spirit.
Right. You been getting my asses kicked since Brett Favre was a rookie.
Man, that's fine.
They own that rivalry. They are the winners.
Shout out to Fifth. He's on the Green Bay Packer fan. I know.
Really?
Fifth Element. Yeah. DJ Fifth Element. Yeah, you. So he's probably celebrating right now.
Excuse me while I call this drone strike. I mean, this pizza delivery.
Yikes. Sorry, man. So anyway.
Kai snitched on you, Fifth. I'm coming for you.
Sorry, man. That's my boy, man.
Nah, he was on the Prince side of the Michael Jackson battle. Yeah, so I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, that's his squad.
I gotta give it to him.
Man.
I roll with the turtle pages. I got excuses over
All right.
Yeah.
You provide the Prince.
Right.
So nah, man. That's dope, man. So football season, sports is back into fall. You know what I mean? So get back to the whole boxing winter.
Yeah, I mean the seasons are star wiping by.
Yeah, star wiping.
Right.
Oh, that transition was so sweet. So that's.
Exactly.
How do you pronounce her name?
Ahsoka, the show that hit harder than any lightsaber we thought.
Man, so let's talk about it. 4 episodes in, we all finally caught up, I guess. This show to me is really, really impressive.
I mean, she showed out in her guest appearance in what was it, Boba or Mando? She showed out in Mandalorian.
Both. She was in
both. Okay, so her guest appearances have been solid, and shout out to Rosario Dawson for just for just coming in and being like, I'm gonna own this nerd shit and just throw myself into this world.
And see, the beauty of it is that she is a true nerd because she rocks with the indie comic stuff. She rocks with stuff like this, obviously. So it's like, I think I love it when you have performers that are true nerds. They really can rock with, you know, the performances that they do.
And that's what I was going to get into because it's like, the way she captured this role is like similar to like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. It's like, this is
she owns it. Yeah, she owns it.
This is you. And, you know, they'll be smart, but she gonna lead the cinematic universe of Star Wars moving forward. So, this is a very dope role for her, and I'm really like,
and this was, you know, and this was actually very timely for them in the terms of they needed a hit show to come about.
Yeah.
Because in the small nerd rivalry that is Star Trek versus Star Wars, the Star Trek kids was like, yo, we winning right now.
Right.
Because
the Star Trek?
Yeah, dude, Strange New Worlds and Discovery and Lower Decks is killing it.
Alright, but Disney just had all these little series for Star Wars recently.
Right, but I'm saying but they've had these, like, for the Star Trek guys, these shows have been up for years. It's like Discovery season 4, Strange New World season 2, Lower Decks is on the 4th season. So like they've steady, and they just wrapped up Picard. So they had a steady build, and so like there was like
which Picard? I like Picard.
The Picard show was dope. Picard show was real dope. Discovery is well worth the investment.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not.
But let's stay here. Let's stay here.
People get mad about that shit. So,
deal with it. Deal with it.
So,
but yeah, it's dope.
This series is dope, and it really captures the essence of her and Star Wars in general, you know. So this takes place in which era? So some people say that you have to watch Rebels.
The way I feel that this is post. I think this is post her Mando appearances. This is like not too long after her Mando.
Okay, so this is post Mando.
Yeah, I didn't understand like the confusion about that. I was like, we just saw.
Well, the first episode was kind of a lot of references.
Yeah, it was the flash. Well, there's the flashback history and things like that. Yeah,
you know, backdrop history. So that's how I felt like. But moving down along with the other episodes, I agree with you. The timeline is like after that stuff. So around that time frame of of the Star Wars
and it's
cinematic.
And we're finally seeing the gray. We're finally seeing someone who's pretty much a gray Jedi.
Okay.
You know, she is neither light nor dark. She does her own thing. You can say she's on the side of good, but she's really doing her own thing. She's doing her own thing. She's just not doing anything malicious.
Right.
To corrupt the Force or anything like that.
But she can.
Because she can toss the lightning.
Right.
Which Yoda in other lore could toss the lightning, but they just never really went into it. But yeah, she can toss the lightning. I mean, this story and the introduction to characters.
Is tossing the lightning a bad thing?
It's because because the more you use the Force to harm, the closer you get to the dark side.
So like you throwing the lightning for something else.
But it's because that taps into
the intention, hate,
because
energy.
Because you're trying to hurt someone in a mean way, not hurt to defend yourself. Like a Jedi will kill, no, hands down, we know that.
Right.
But if you think about their use of the Force, deflection, throwing, pushing, levitation. Right. Like, wow, they know these other things exist and could probably tap into them, as everyone does have like their own unique Force little things about them.
Right.
That the lightning is the kind of like this beginning of going over to that way.
Right.
Count. Go for it.
Right. You Count Dooku.
And not to veer too far off, but still stay in the spectrum. Shout out to the late Ray Stevenson.
Yes.
Which is his final appearance in anything live, and everybody done rock with Ray Stevenson since his second portrayal cinematically as Punisher.
He was dope in Punisher.
Fall Gas in the Thor movies. and a couple other things I can't think of right now. So yeah, and he does great in his character in this as well too. He's pretty bad.
Yeah, and that's that. I know that I believe this character is going to die. But if they don't, that's going to be a hard move to move the story forward without this character.
Right.
If they don't take him out this season.
Right.
So because they've made him such a core figure.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Well, he might be. You know, it's all leading to Thrawn ultimately.
Everything, all roads lead to Thrawn.
Yeah, I think this is ultimately leading to him to be the next villain of this era. In addition to some more origins of, or just more whereabouts of Darth Vader as well, man. Because, this last episode was pretty dope, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it because there was so much to unpack.
I was like, woo.
It was a lot to unpack, and it was a lot going on, but it's just really. Like, I really love this makeup they did to her, dude. And like, sometimes when she around her saber, her eyes, dude, the details so dope, man. It's like, look at this, look at these scenes she fighting them, man. This shit's dope, man. So, yeah, dude, dope too.
Yeah,
Ray is cold, man. So,
even his Dexter character was dope.
Oh yeah.
Even his Dexter character was dope.
Yeah. So, check this show out, man. Get some guest appearances and stuff like that. I ain't gonna spoil it. But you know what I mean? It's just interesting.
Yeah. Now, based on what you've seen in this in terms of lightsaber battles, would you say this is better than what we saw in Obi-Wan or?
Obi is that guy, obviously, and when they did let Obi be Obi, he was dope. Like because he is supposed to be like he was the Michael Jordan of his class.
Yeah,
you know of his time. So I believe that
versus Anakin.
Yeah, versus Anakin.
Also a special expert. And when it comes to that, I like this particular scene, which we were watching what we was watching, the viewers at home. But it was a fight scene with Ahsoka and Ray Stevenson character was Balon. So I'm referring to Obi versus Darth, man. And hell yeah, that fight scene was kind of dope. That's the intense.
Oh yeah.
And like, you saw all the force powers.
You saw all the force powers, and then you just see that emotion just sit in, dude, and the hate, the energy. Like he's like destroying Anakin, like for once and for all, dude. And
he didn't want to do it.
And he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it.
He tried to tell it. I've got the high ground. Yeah. If you jump. I will fuck you up is essentially what he told him. That's basically, he said the nice version of it. But he tried to tell him.
Because when it came to the show and he saw that he was still alive, he's like, hey? I was like, no, homie. Drag the man through fire and everything. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
Because he put Obi in a position, like Obi was in a bad spot. He's like, you was my dude, you was my guy.
Right.
Like we was going around doing it together, like
exactly.
Like et tu, Brute, et tu. Like that was rough.
Oh yeah, emotion. Man.
Yeah, see, I think the Obi fight is more intense because there was way more emotion in that fight because that fight was so high stakes and what it meant for everybody.
Right.
What it meant for everybody. This Ahsoka fight is dope and and she is obviously
she's a well good.
Yeah, she is definitely
sports.
She is definitely on point with her sword play. She's definitely on point with her sword play. But Obi is still kind of on a different.
He's the OG though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the OG. And you know, Anakin trained Ahsoka, so you know it is what it is.
Yeah, right? I mean Ahsoka is cold.
So like, only would expect,
I think she's number one. She would have to be number one now. Like there's no one else out there that's messing with her right now.
She's a master. She's a master.
Yeah.
And it's dope, man. But yeah, this dude, when you cracking helmets and you seen dude and you about to tear up, like, oh man, like, damn, man. I told you, man. Listen, man. Oh man, oh man. All those emotions break down when you see this?
And then this fight right here was like still was chock full of the emotion because Obi was still like I know it's a piece of you in there. It's gotta be.
And if you see it, I'm gonna kill it.
Right.
Oh man, James Earl Jones just came out of nowhere.
But this was also the fight that we wanted to see was Obi versus Darth.
Yeah.
Which we only got the old man version of it in the first New Hope.
Yeah.
So this was fan service, but it was fan service that was needed.
Yeah.
Like we as fans needed to see them at the height of their capabilities having this fight.
And that's why I kind of like these Star Wars shows like this, because they can squeeze in the little things that was missed out cinematically. They already got their blueprint. They're not creating as they go on. Right. It's like, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, you know, let's get to Obi versus Darth fight. Let's go and get that. Let's see it again. And again. Because there's still gaps in the story that they can always fill it in.
Yeah,
and,
there are years that Obi spent guarding Luke on Tatooine while Vader was gaining power. And you could write so many stories about him jumping off world to go.
I want to see that comic book scene of Vader when he gets surrounded by all them Jedis.
Oh,
I'm surrounded by fear and dead people. And wipe out the whole squad. Like, I still want to see like moments of that, of like Vader being Vader. You know what I'm saying? And the murderers kept harassing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, the beauty of what you were saying with that, because like it always brings me back to that end scene of Rogue One. And then what we saw in this Obi-Wan series. So
the end scene of Rogue One was so butter.
How vicious he is.
Yeah, that's the first time.
Rogue One was like hard for me.
Yeah, for me, that was like a horror movie. Because that was the first time I seen the menace in the mask. Like, wow, that's what that means now.
And they came up against regular troops. So
so you know there's a. And to see this maniacal, the way he starts swinging, it's Jason Voorhees-ish, and I was like,
that was Michael Myers in that small space chopping him up.
Oh my God!
He hit on their faces like,
and you can see the menace of that mask in that menace, and I was like,
now we got it. So
that's Dark Vader. That's why they push you in the villain list, man. I get it.
Sold.
They must have cut some stuff out of these movies. But nah, man, check out Ahsoka, man. It's a pretty dope show.
It's gonna be what, 8 episodes total?
I don't know. Maybe 8, maybe 6. We don't know. I know this next episode is rumored that it's going to premiere in some theaters.
So I read those rumors. I don't know. I didn't see anything substantial yet, but.
So I haven't seen any theaters attached to it.
Yeah, but I saw that rumor was going around.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe somewhere.
Yeah, now I think I just want to binge all 4 of them again. Just watch them straight through.
It's worth watching, man. It's worth watching, man.
Might do that.
Yeah, so check that out. We'll be back after it's all over. We ain't gonna do unless episode 5 is like
monumental.
Yeah, then we'll talk about it. But we'll talk about it when it's done. Give you a full recap with spoilers and all that stuff.
Speaking of recap or no cap, Diddy gave all the bad boy artists their.
Well, it is a cap.
It is a cap. There's lots of caps. But he gave all the bad boy artists their publishing rights, man. Like they own their masters now.
That's true.
That's a big move.
That is a big move.
And you know, when I heard that news about that, I almost did a Fred Sanford. I was like, did he actually get something right with his artists? Because over the years, that all the mistreatment, all the
this was one of them. Wasn't one of those issues with the locks and the locks?
Yep.
Right. The hot said, I'll throw a TV at you crazy.
Yeah.
I'll throw a whole refrigerator on your ass.
Yeah, talk about all the little stuff we're making the band and all that.
No, that's
little
crazy.
R&B groups and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I like how the locks have managed to cut out their shiny suit era without losing the hits that they had from it.
Exactly.
And that's when you get to be control of your artistry. You know what I mean? You get out that shiny suit contract.
Because they went to Rough Riders and they was at home. They was at home.
You just rebuild and just do what you gotta do. Because all three of them was dope lyricists, you know what I mean? For the streets. So, Shiny Shoes it, give you them longevity checks, and I see the even exchange of that. But at the end of the day, the contracts gotta be right and all of that, and that's where the problem starts.
And I think
how you get out these deals, how you move on after being in these type of deals in your life.
Yeah, and it seemed like the Locks they must have had some good lawyers, because to get out of Bad Boy at that time when Bad Boy was like huge.
Right.
Like, because Diddy could have easily said, nah, I'm not
yeah,
lock
I
y'all
don't
down.
think he wanted those issues.
Nah, he didn't want those issues with them. And plus, they was already
you
friends.
do that to like those little boy bands and little reality show kids and shit, but nah, those some thorough dudes.
And they had already had their relationship with fellow Yonkers native DMX, and even prior to them signing.
They had their relationship with the streets.
Yeah.
This will be all around, moving around. You know, you got your own people hunting you down. So what you gonna do? You gotta make negotiating deals, and that's the business too, man. I mean, it's kind of slavery shit, man. You gotta trade and negotiate, get out this contract, like this label deal with you now. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the old way. Yeah. That's not as prevalent these days. I mean, people still signing bad contracts, but you don't have to sign a bad contract to get your music out.
They still consider a 360 a bad contract, depending on your negotiations.
Yeah.
You know, you may be getting the short end of your stick. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah, you still gotta watch it. You still gotta watch your back, your front, and your sides too.
All of that, man. Gotta watch all of that. So. Some people was congratulating this move, saying, yeah, it was a dope gesture, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it was really dope, he did that. But some people, even heard my Curtis say that shit was whack. Because some people like, the money's been made.
The money's been made.
Time, they don't really play these records like, you know, when it was popping. Why didn't you get Biggie shit a little bit earlier? You know what I mean? You know, there's certain things. It's like, you know, Black Rob, he could have just got that off the GP. You know what I mean? He was sick, he could have just gave it to him then. You know what I mean? It kind of mattered. You know,
and see, there is the underlying rumor. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but you know, just like how when RZA got the Wu-Tang catalog and then sold it to Rhino, so he could get all that residual money. Apparently, the Bad Boy catalog is not as marketable.
So I just
because he would have done that. If you think about it, he would have done. Puppy would have done that a long time. Should have done that a long time. Like the Biggie records do. And maybe maybe a Faith song here and there. But when you look at the overall Bad Boy artist roster in the whole, like look at it as on the whole, from R&B to the rappers. There's R&B was big for them. 112, Total, Faith, Carl Thomas. They started at rap. Craig Mack, Biggie. And then they kind of stayed around a little bit with Black Rob and G-Dep and Shine, but not really. Not really. So when you think about
hot singles,
so when you think about the Bad Boy catalog of hits, a lot of it resides with Biggie.
Oh no.
And then you have Money, Power, Respect. Remember, Lil' Kim wasn't on Bad Boy, so her records don't count. Her records don't count. So then you take Money, Power, Respect. You get 3 songs off. You get 2-3 songs off that.
Yeah.
You can probably toss the first 2 Faith Evans albums in there as It's the first Faith Evans album, yes. The second one, not so much. But then after that, Carl Thomas was never a major seller.
Nah.
And who gave a shit about Danity Kane? Exactly.
Then what was that? The little all-white girl who had.
That was Danity Kane.
No. Danity Kane was mixed.
Yeah. Oh, they was mixed.
Yeah, all-white girl. What did he call Dream or something like that?
Yeah, they were.
And then they had the making band.
And remember, Jeezy got his start there. He came when
he bounced.
Yeah, he bounced on him. Like he bounced on him right away. Yeah, he bounced on him right away. And so when you
Jam, you a fool for them.
So when you look at the entirety of the Bad Boy catalog, their hits are of a certain place in a certain era. Anything after that is just moderate. They mid after that. Bad Boy is a mid.
Oh, yeah.
So
Plus, I hate to say it, but he made more money probably off Sean John and Ciroc than he did off Bad Boy as a whole. Bad Boy is a mid. It is flat out. They came out swinging with Craig Mack and Biggie and knocked it out the park. But they dropped Craig.
Things past in the hip hop.
Yeah.
Man, y'all crazy. Y'all let that ride. Cause he was mid. You right. That whole era, he was struggling to make a hit after Diddy. And Mary J. Blige. I remember Mary J. Blige.
But she was uptown though.
But she uptown.
She was uptown.
She wasn't committed to Bad Boy.
Right. Remember, like his work with Uptown is probably actually a little better than his work with his own label. Because when he was with Uptown, there was Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Heavy D. But he was Andre Harrell had discovered them. To be honest, we owe Jodeci's career to Heavy D.
Facts.
Because Andre Harrell sent them packing.
Yeah.
When they first showed up and Heavy D heard they demo, was like, yo, wait. Give these boys another chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you also got to consider back too. Remember, you try to throw Mace into the mix as well. Because, him and Mace had them couple of songs, right? Throw in Harlem World.
All mids. Name one Mace song, and even though I know Mace can't rap, Mace can when he wants to, can cold.
Murder Mace is dope.
Yeah,
I fuck with Murder Mace.
So, but
him and Cameron watch some new shit cooking too. But they got a podcast.
But when you get past the Biggie era, and it's total, there's some scattered R&B hits, and that's it. If you think about it, he had to do Biggie duets to get like another platinum rap album.
Yeah, out of that.
Yeah, so Bad Boy's a mid. I will say if there was ever any competition, Death Row definitely crushed him.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you were to compare impact of albums, Death Row versus Bad Boy. The Chronic. Doggy Style, the first Dog Pound album.
Yeah.
So that's all before Tupac gets there.
I was just about to say.
That's all before Pac gets there.
So that is the Chronic 2001 Death Row.
No, that's Aftermath. That's Aftermath. I'm saying if you go
Death
straight
Row
Death
alone. God, yeah, Death Row smashed.
If you think about it, Snoop's early work, he had more hits than Biggie had. When Biggie was even still here, Snoop had more hits than Biggie. It's a reason Snoop is a household name. It's a reason. As corny as it seems right now, as corny as he seems Uncle Snoop right now, like as the Asian cool uncle, he cool as hell. Sometimes it comes off. Sometimes the Marcus Stewart stuff come out a little corny. But overall, like if you think about that era of Death Row Records, as much as people like to say that the artistry was out east still, like no, Death Row was running it 100%. And they have more culturally impactful records to the hip hop culture than Bad Boy does. Bad Boy has really 1.5, Biggie, and then half of Craig Mack, and that's it.
Whoa,
that's it. Whoa was a hit single. Black Rob was cold to me, but Whoa was a hit single.
My joint from Black Rob was I Dare You.
I Dare You.
And then remember, what was it? G-Dep came around for a heartbeat with that. What was that? Special Delivery.
Special Delivery. I like that.
But people like the remix better.
Yeah.
He was like, back then, catch a Chris Coke dollar bill on him. I sniffed it out like you did.
Whoa, watch it. Watch your mouth.
He said it.
Watch your mouth, though.
He said it.
Don't say that.
He said, like, I sniffed it out like you did.
No.
I mean, he said in the line right before that, I kept a Chris Coke dollar bill. So.
Sniffed it out. Poor Ghost, man.
That was Wild Ghost.
Yeah, Wild Ghost.
That was Wild Ghost.
High-pitched voice Ghost. Alright, man. So, alright, Diddy. I guess it's all good. So, moving on from the music, we got a few film things to talk about. Fly film stuff.
New Godzilla trailer. The Godzilla
Legacy Monsters.
Yeah.
The series starring fan favorite me, Kurt Russell, and his son Wyatt, aka John Walker.
What is it, Godzilla?
Legacy Monsters.
There it is.
There you go.
Alright.
And then there's also the Japanese one, the new Godzilla Zeros.
So, is Godzilla making a comeback?
Godzilla's been back.
Or did Godzilla never?
Godzilla's never really left. He just leaves the American audiences at times because Toho is very smart and very cautious about who he licenses this property to. So you only get so many times to F this up. AKA you get one time if they let you use it. Like if they let you use it, you got one time to F it up, and they'll be like, you not have it. and you will not see them, and you will not see it in the United States for a long time. They take it all the way back. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Even though it's not connected to the current films, but still, it just looks like it's gonna be really dope.
Like a nice little prequel series.
Yeah.
And you know, if you put two and two together, Kurt Russell plays, I guess, a member of this used to be research team. As you can see, his son Wyatt plays the Emperor himself, which obviously makes sense.
That's great. I watched it for that reason.
So, you know.
And see, they got all. If you've ever seen Destroy All Monsters, the old one, this has all the creatures. So like the spider, Rodan, Bagheera, they're all there.
Oh my goodness,
And you know that this is size-wise the biggest Godzilla in cinematic history.
Oh yeah.
This Godzilla is bigger and taller than every other Godzilla. Like there's a height chart that says what we all know it's a guy in a rubber suit, so we get that. But you know, like the proposed height of Godzilla. The current himself. The current one is almost as tall as the Chrysler Building. This is the tallest it's ever. This is the tallest and also the widest and most muscular Godzilla has ever been.
And pretty much from the looks of it, it's pretty much on scale on current to what we've seen in Godzilla the past couple movies.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
So when does this drop?
I want to say later on this month.
Yeah, it's I think it has a September release.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a September release.
You gotta have Apple.
Yeah, it's Apple. Yeah, it's an Apple Plus series.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So.
It came with my phone, so I still have it.
For sure.
I see fucking.
You're like, I see
Megatron got his helmet on. We talking the codes now. Megatron out here. Yo, check this out, man. Just off the record, man. This Megatron's cold, man.
Oh, it's got the control helmet.
Yeah, this masterpiece Megatron, man.
Can we unwatched touch it?
Go ahead.
All right, now question. Does that one come with the chest piece when we get the bow down from the
Yes, it does. Yes,
That's
it
what I'm
does.
talking about,
It
man.
does comes with that. I left that in the other room, but yeah, it comes with a damaged head. It comes with a damaged chest piece. It comes with head faces. Angry, well, I'm going to gun you down.
Right.
Decepticon's attack face. And then the Starscream. Today wasn't no bad anyway. Smiley face with Megatron. Then it comes with
infamous pistol from the
pistol
86 movie.
that he killed Prime with, man. He killed
Damn you,
Prime.
Hot Rod.
Man. Hot Rod, you the one that got him shot. And it comes with the little pistol effect, so you can shoot it, big. And then, of course, the ball and
The OG, more than meets the eye show.
yeah. I wish this was a more solid color.
Yeah.
But it comes with a loose chain and it comes with this articulated chain so you can pose it up.
Nice.
And then this matrix is from a previous, but
Nice.
and yeah, it's masterpiece, Prime, and all the fixings. And if you take his face off, it actually has the skeleton piece of, the Unicron skin and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So That's Megatron, man. I love that thing, man. So this is for scale for toy photographers. I figured out for scale, these masterpieces actually work, man. Because let me show y'all something.
Posability and whatever.
Posability and just scale, because if you want to put this in line with other figures, you know what I mean? It comes. It actually works, you know, because you have the figures looking up. You know, the Transformers supposed to be bigger than life. You know what I mean? They walk in the yeah, that type shit. So you know, it is what it is.
It's not looking good for you, buddy.
Right? See, perfect.
That's looking good for you, buddy.
Perfect.
This is how it starts. This is how it starts.
See, live on camera. I'm glad that's there, dude.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Yeah,
I was like,
man.
yeah, I'm gonna put this in my hand.
I'm the master of this universe destruction. Hand me over the Matrix if you want your flesh intact.
So yeah, man. Go to Troubleshooters 85 if y'all haven't, and check out my page. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And,
That was fun. I just had fun doing that. I genuinely was over here like, woo. That's how it starts. Now I'm gonna go to Quake and get a bunch of cheap figures.
Right.
Yep.
And I got a backyard now.
See? Oh, now you get espionage, dude. You could get, yeah, that's gonna get crazy. Cause I haven't even ventured that far yet of doing all outside shots. See, look at this. Wow. You wildin' over here. I ain't done that. Woo, woo, woo. See?
Get your name.
Megatron, we'll run the show now.
Woo! All the titles. Oh.
You do the walk? Nah, that's dope, see? Yeah, that's tough, man. Get on next, man. Get on Megatron. Nah, that's dope, man. See? It's a bug.
That's how it starts.
It's a bug. But nah, what else we talking about? Godzilla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go and check that out. I'm geek. I'm geek. So moving on, so you know, it's still a strike going on. It's still a writer's strike, but
Yes,
it's
it
still movie information and things developing. Few things developing, I heard in regards to the Marvel side. You know, the Avengers Secret Wars is coming. Well, that's, I guess, the major thing in development, right?
The big thing that they're working on.
Right, biggest thing. So, got a few things in playing, man. Hearing some things about this Deadpool 3. One of them is that it's going to be one of the major movies that lead into, like, pretty much this is the precursor to this Secret War. So everything that's going to happen is going to happen in this movie. It's a major event movie. Deadpool 3. I would have never imagined a Deadpool movie being one of the major,
But
you know,
if you think about how comics work, sometimes the most major events start in the oddest places.
And that's true.
And sometimes like the biggest debuts happen in the oddest places.
That's true. So true. So true. So yeah, with this Deadpool 3, what news?
Latest tap in with the Deadpool news. We got word on the street that Mr. Liev Schreiber is confirmed to come back to reprise his role as Sabretooth. Oh. Although it was unfortunately one of the worst X-Men movies of all, in X-Men Origins Wolverine, he did a bang-up job as Sabretooth. Because, of course, when you saw Sabretooth in the very first film, portrayed by Tyler Mane, he was just doing a lot of grunting and
did nothing.
That's about it. Liev Schreiber actually gave him personality. Liev Schreiber gave him character.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the shining highlights of X-Men Origins Wolverine, his portrayal. So him coming back to portray this role, I think it'd be pretty awesome. We can get some more, you know, back and forth between him and Hugh Jackman. Of course, there was, you know, that cut scene from Logan that he briefly appeared as an older version of himself in that. I didn't see it. Some people have seen it, but it's neither here nor there. But the fact that he's coming back is awesome. And, you know, again, this kind of builds up Deadpool 3 of what it is, of Deadpool basically revisiting the Fox Marvel universe, as I would call it, the Fox Marvel Pocket universe.
The X-Men.
Making his own multiverse of madness.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's what I'm hearing. It's supposed to be like the multiverse of madness type of thing, where this Fox universe, I don't know, it's a lot of pulls, a lot of draws to pull from. They could do Deadpool kills to Fox universe, you know, they could do a lot of things, but mainly is that he had that time machine, that time thing that he was going with from Cable,
Right.
and that's supposed to be the problem. It's like,
Gotcha.
your crazy ass running around with this. Who are you and what's going on? Boom, I'm a mutant and here's my universe. This is where I'm from, and this is universe, you know, is going to be kind of colliding or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
And plus I heard
him and
too,
Wolverine on the mission to figure this out.
plus I heard this is pretty much the reason why he called, you know, Hugh Jackman back to be Wolverine, not because they cool in real life, but he said that Deadpool and Wolverine didn't really share no screen time.
They
like
didn't.
that.
And this is
It's
all
like
redemption.
a road
Yeah.
trip movie.
So
It's
this
like
is really
a road
great.
trip.
This is a fan movie.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much. That's what it is.
It's a fan movie.
Hey, it's a draw to bring us back after
Yeah.
this strike, guy. I'm good. I mean, you know, I'm good with it because that, for one, is a necessary movie. And I say why these actors are alive. Like this Wolverine movie, I said, dude, he wasted his time being Wolverine sometimes with these X.
With a few of them, yeah, especially some of the solo films with
Yeah.
Wolverine Origins.
These people,
Garbage.
dude, getting
Yeah.
older. It's 10 years. You've been playing this character. You never had these common like scenes and stuff that we all have for.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's see a good Sabretooth again. I want y'all reenact that hill. Man, I remember reading Wolverine. They was fighting on this mountain and they was just going at it the whole book.
Nah, see, I want the sewer confrontation.
Ah, see, that's,
I want Uncanny X-Men 211.
Oh,
I want 211 because it was, what was it? No, I'm sorry, it was 210, 211, 212. Wolverine versus Sabretooth. All three of those issues.
Yeah.
Cause
Oh
remember,
yeah, it was 3 issues.
it was 3 issues. Because remember, Sabretooth then showed up at the X-Mansion right when Psylocke joined in that third one.
Right.
And they had it out.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, man, there's a lot of moments of that. There's a lot of moments of Wolverine and Wolverine Deadpool that we haven't
Right.
seen.
Yeah.
And then, like, we'd also add in other characters too, because supposedly Jennifer Garner's supposed to be coming back as Electra.
But why?
I
I
don't know.
don't know.
But why?
I don't know.
Like,
See,
yeah,
because
Marvel.
they say Shannon
I don't
Tatum is coming as Gambit and stuff. It's like, all right, well, that was just a rumor. We ain't never really like seen.
Okay, because
The
if
film.
this turns into a Nick Cage and Superman appearance like in The Flash, I'm going to be highly upset. Because, yeah, you know what part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know the horrible CG part I'm talking about.
Don't remind me.
I don't know. Well, we see how all that's going to play. I mean, I don't know all the details to it. These are all just rumors anyway, so it is what it is. I'm going to see it regardless. And I think, but I do believe like 75% of what I've been researching or just coming up so far. And yeah, like this is horrible.
Yeah, this is so bad.
It's horrible. And this is why I walked away because I was like, come on, dude, that's not even
Close.
close to it.
Like, why did they do that?
You could have called him something else. But
He was damn near Baraka.
yeah, right. But he's not Deadpool.
So yeah, we didn't get any scenes of him as really being Deadpool along with Wolverine.
Nah. With this craziness. So anyway, so yeah, whenever that movie drop, we'll check it out. But I have to drop because we're still on strike, dude, and it's getting real out here.
And it's what's funny is that as you go down as you see people talk about the strike, writers, actors alike, some actors are for it, some writers are for it, some are not too for it, but they didn't vote against it. They still went around with the union vote.
Right.
But because and that's why I didn't come down so hard on Stephen Amell with his comments, because yes, going to strike is a tactic. It is a negotiating tactic, and it shouldn't come to this point he's like, where were the negotiations prior to this point?
Right.
Because he made a good point. He was like, I will never stand against my union, but I will always ask questions. And he was like, why? He was like, we know when these deals are coming up. Why does the union not press prior? Why is it like coming to strikes? He's like, it's not just me that's out of work. He was like, it's the camera guys. It's the we need to take into account the lives that we're affecting. He's like, because we make friends with these guys on these sets too.
Oh yeah.
He was like, on the set of, he was like, I'm friends with like so many. He's like, I'm friends with so many cameramen and so many producers. And he's like, now I'm hearing these guys' stories because they're not us who got these bigger paychecks. He said, I'm hearing their stories and they want the strike to end. He said, even some of them are like, even if it means going back to the old pay rate, we can't sustain this.
Right.
The little people can't sustain it. And it affects, because Stephen Amell, he did ask what's my friend, he's like, did you think about the other people that us going on strike would affect?
Right.
Like he's like, I agree, we all need better pay. We all do. But what about the other people that make it possible to get the pay that we already get? He was like, it's a lot. He was like, this isn't just a one-sided fight.
That have to be negotiated, and you have to really.
But see, the cameraman not on strike.
T's and cross your I's and dot your I's and cross your T's.
But see, the cameraman not on strike, but they can't
get money on the table though.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a messy situation.
It's very messy.
It's all messy.
You know, you can't. I mean, hey man, you know, just working in that field, you know, whatever level it is, you know, work is work. And yeah, that's just a tedious shit because that's cameraman, boom, sound, lights, stands,
craft services people, rental companies,
you know, and then design, all this, man, wardrobe.
Because there are people who aren't SAG or actors who they have different unions and their unions aren't on strike, but they're not getting any work.
For example, the Marvel VFX team, they finally starting to unionize. I mean, those guys are working 13-hour days.
I'm definitely for people getting their union, but there are unions that aren't on strike that are negatively impacted. It's just all messy. It's all messy. And I want it to end well for everybody on the artistic side, not on the corporate side, but it's got to come to an end soon. Like there's got to be a spot where they can meet and say, okay, because the whole part of negotiation is compromise. Compromise meaning that no side really gets all of what they want, because you're not going to get all of what you want.
No. But it got to be a fair term, because when it comes to like AI, and this just goes into other things that's moving, other industries that's moving into the future. It's going to be about, like, eventually human replacement, bro. So you got to leave your stamp here. You got to have your rights as a producer or any type of
I think you got to have
this. Because, just now, like, oh, no photographer. We don't need no photographers. We're getting AI to do it. And that's a whole million jobs. This whole director of photography that's gone. You know what I mean?
At the same time, when we have things that go on for prolonged periods of time, that's when they figure out they can use that thing. And so now, during this time, it's making
plotting and planning on this.
Yeah. So while they're doing this, they can start saying, okay, well now we know. If we can't get this from them, we'll go see. And now it's forcing their hand to go look at these other options. So once again, I'm all for anybody and everybody getting their pay and getting deals and getting them right. But at the same time, you have to be careful where you.
But this could go into art, like AI tattoo artist, bro.
It could,
you know what I mean? Like human tattoo artists could be wiped out. And that was just me just looking at the gym like, damn, what if AI just did tattoos and that was it?
Because I give
a little skin.
Right. I'll give you another little prime example. It was like some little TikTok video or something like that going around where you had somebody complimenting where famous actors, what they look black on screen or whatever. Like they did a render of Leonardo DiCaprio if he was black, Brad Pitt was black, etc. Who's to say one of these execs ain't looking at that like, hey, if I want to do some cross-racial stuff, we can do that. Who's to say they ain't thinking about that stuff with the AI?
Is that blackface?
And see, that's gonna be another question.
That's the question.
That's gonna be another
That's the question.
That's the question.
But if
That's
they,
what I'm asking.
but
how Leonardo DiCaprio white? So if I see him something else,
so
it's blackface. Shit.
I mean, I hope they get this stuff resolved so like everybody can get back to like, cause I'm not even thinking about my own entertainment. I'm just thinking about like my friend Steven who runs a rental house of film equipment, and he has not had work for months. You know, like, he has nothing to do with that. Like his job, his livelihood is directly. Like he's seriously considering closing his doors in January because he hasn't had any commercials. Yeah, and so it's like when all this starts to like all the small people start
they was going to do this till they go poor and dry. They said this. They said they was going to do this until y'all broke.
Yeah, Bob.
It's the car. I mean, you got to think about the other half of these guys making Warner Brothers $500 million in the hole this year. You know what I mean? Like,
stop making movies like The Flash and Black Adam.
Oh, shit. But they did have Doom that was going to be the Jordan saver, hopefully.
I mean, it'll get here eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Because when I heard those numbers, though, it was just like hella crazy. But then again, like y'all just said, it's like you got some that could have came out 5 years ago and had you done with the right people. I'm talking about Flash. Probably would have been that bang.
This would have probably been Flash number 3, the trilogy.
Right.
You
know what I mean? and it almost took, almost 10 years to get Black Adam to actually finally come out?
Yeah.
So
Man, we saw, we made fun of what The Rock said, but it turned out to be true.
Exactly.
It turned out to be true. You wrapped that movie in a month.
Yeah.
Right.
It was 90% CGI, and what a waste of Dr. Fate.
Man, my favorite character.
What a waste of Dr.
They
Fate.
killed him in the movie too.
Yep. What a waste of Dr. Fate. Like, for nothing.
Well,
what a waste of Cavill.
It made more money than The Flash.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
And The Flash is a title. That's a lead character.
That's a
worldwide known
right.
character.
A+. That's like A level.
Yeah, that's an A-lister.
Yeah,
Flash is
Like
A-list.
Magnificent Seven of DC.
Yeah, man. You supposed to. Well, we talked about the problems of that movie last time.
We did.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows us Warner Brothers' problems in general. They've had creative difficulties for a while now.
Yeah.
They never really got the footing they wanted in the superhero movie did. But trying to get that foothold, they neglected a lot of their other properties, with the exception of Doom. And now they're stuck.
Right.
Now they find themselves stuck. They're waiting for James Gunn to save them, but he can't save them. He can't work.
He can't work.
Can't save them. Can't work. So it's all bad right now. It's all bad in Hollywood right now.
Because like,
how about the Blue Beetle?
Well, from what I heard, Blue Beetle it's doing good. It could do better, but it's doing good. It's doing better than what Shazam 2 they say. So that's one thing.
At least it was very smart enough not to drop that, but in between Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it would have got smashed.
Oh yeah.
Barbie
just came and cleaned all the houses.
All the houses.
Like she was like, "I'm gonna put a dream house here, put a dream house here."
Okay.
And it's actually a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Really.
It's an alternate reality story.
I just crack up at the fact that
you meet all the different Barbies.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people from the real world, the people in the real world get sucked into Barbie's dream world.
Oh wow!
And you meet all the different Barbies played by all the different actresses.
Oh.
So like Issa Rae is Black Barbie. Kate McKinnon is Misfit Barbie.
Okay.
So like you see all the other Barbies, like a lot of them, a whole lot.
So it's Barbie world.
Yeah, it's Barbie's world. Yeah.
It's just funny how when I've heard so much stuff about Barbie, how you get people like Ben Shapiro so butthurt. It's like, why are you so butthurt about the movie, dude? Seriously. But then again, this is Ben Shapiro we're talking about. He got butthurt when it came to Black Panther, so it's like,
Well, right.
His gripe when it comes to Barbie, he feels like that it's the ultimate feminist movie that's male bashing and this
But
and
it
that.
doesn't male bash at all.
That's what I don't get.
They actually show you the importance of Ken, and Ken's role was funny. Ken was definitely hilarious. Like, shout out to Ryan Gosling. He was hilarious as Ken.
Okay.
But it was definitely is it a feminist movie? No. Is it empowering to little girls and women and everybody? Yes, of course it's gonna be.
And I think that's the
But that's Barbie
of the movie.
That's the point of Barbie.
Like, yeah.
That's the point of Barbie.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go
I
back.
don't know.
And
See, and that's the problem with these assholes, because everything gets turned to left and right. Even YouTube, even podcasts now, everything gets turned to left and right, monetized and all this stuff. We here to be fly nerds, but those type of like opinions just definitely be one sided.
Yeah, it's a limited
Depends
scope.
on what target he's trying to hit right there, but
Yeah, he getting some misogynistic clicks.
feminist Barbie, I ain't sure. Fuck it, let it be what it be. You know what I mean? If you feel that way, like I don't have those regards, don't get it clear, but I haven't seen it because I thought it was gonna be some old goofy, you know,
just a goofy movie.
Yeah, goofy movie. So I just haven't.
No, it's actually well written and well acted. Like I saw it on a whim. I just saw it because I wanted to see what the hype was. Like it was so much hype surrounding it. I had a free Tuesday afternoon. I was like, fuck it.
Right.
Barbie. You know, why not? And I
I
walked out.
lady friend, she might want to see it. Yeah, respect. As many Marvel movies you drug your lady to, as many horrible DC movies you drug your lady to.
As many Fast and the Furious.
Man, you drug your lady to Miami Mission Impossible and Bad Boys, and the list goes on and on. Horror movies too.
Yeah.
Let her have her shine, man. You want to see the part.
And I
Take her to the bar.
and I can tell you, just surprised.
Let her dress in pink and all that.
It was a solid film. I was surprised. The hype was there when I saw it, like all the hype it hit. So
This movie destroyed The Dark Knight. Like, as far as box office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the highest grossing. It'd be Dark Knight. And,
But yeah, I mean, also Barbie is a worldwide phenomenon. Like she's loved. That's a property. That's an intellectual property that will forever make money. Like you cannot go wrong if you were to. If Barbie puts out something new, even if it's a flop. You know, like a flop by Barbie standards is a huge success by other toy standards.
Yeah.
Like they put out a Barbie doll. Like, oh, we only sold 4 million. People be like, I wish I could sell 4 million of this goddamn thing.
Nope.
So their measure of success is different. And so the movie just kind of follows that in line, and it was just very smart. They were like, yeah, we're not going to just give you some blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman as like the depiction of beauty in this. We're going to say this is where she started, but this is her world, and look at all the Barbies in it.
Bro, even move forward, they don't even have to do her Barbie.
They could pick another Barbie easily.
Okay.
And I think there was a Skipper appearance. Her little kid sister, her little sister Skipper was in it, I think too. So yeah, they make a little Barbie verse.
Okay, all right.
But here's the thing: it's so successful in the way Barbie does things. We may not see a Barbie sequel just because of how that company does things. Like some of their most successful things, they never repeat.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. If they only do one Barbie movie.
Like
something like that,
for like maybe another one that could happen, like another just plain out Barbie movie years down the line. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, someone because
you gotta revamp it.
Yeah, you gotta revamp it. Yeah, you gotta revamp it.
But sometimes one-shot movies
is all you need.
And that's kind of weird saying that with a franchise like that, because yeah, you could do that yearly round. They don't do no Barbie movie, but.
And it's interesting you bring up the whole thing of just having that one-shot type movie, because I did read an online article on Soul Nerd, and they had like a list of movies that could have been good by just being one movie. Like prime example, Jaws, and everybody holds down the first Jaws.
Yeah, the first Jaws is really the only one that's worth seeing.
Because like if you think about all the other movies, the second one, to me, the second one wasn't half bad. I mean, people had their criticisms about it. When it came to part 3 and 4, those was kind of laughing me bad.
Like in the fourth one, did they try to like get it sick? Then they try to like poison the shark? Like they had just run out of ways to try and kill it? Because it's like, okay, treacherous shark, why aren't you shooting it?
Right.
Real quick answer.
That was the joint with Michael Caine and Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, they tried to poison it or come up with something.
I don't remember all those sharks. I guess that's the reason why.
Yeah,
right.
They were garbage. There's only one Jaws movie worth for them.
That's why everybody always hold them first.
Running off the beach.
Right. But it kind of also referencing.
What other movie should be
I want to say what the heck else.
I think they should have stopped Aliens after Aliens. Like we didn't need Aliens 3. Like there's the Alien and Aliens, and then boom, that's it. What was good about Alien 3?
Wait, all right. So Alien was
Alien was
the
first one,
and then the second one was with the black dude on there, right?
With the Marines.
Yeah, with the Marines.
Yeah, the third one was on the prison planet.
Third one was Rock.
With Rock. Charles Dutton was in it.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was Resurrection with Ron Perlman, which
Ron Perlman with no ride.
and that was the one where they had mutants Sigourney Weaver, where she was like half human, half.
That's enough.
Yeah, see. Right. So once again, they could say Alien and Aliens and dumb.
And real talk, I feel like Terminator should have ended.
Terminator 2.
They should have ended it.
Yeah, Terminator 2. I agree with that.
Yeah, Genesis was whack.
Yeah.
Genesis.
Anything after that,
I mean, the one with Kelly Hu was whack, or the third one that had Giovanni Ribisi in it.
Yeah.
As, when they was hunting the other two non-John Connor people, there's like we can't kill John Connor, so we'll kill his lieutenants. Like so, they went after like his lieutenants. I was like, this is all dumb.
Yeah, that was Rise of the Machines.
Yeah, and then the one with Common in it was stupid.
That was Salvation.
Christian Bale, Salvation. Yeah.
I don't remember that one
Now I say this Salvation, I'll halfway slide on because that could have been that big what if movie. You know what I'm saying?
It could have.
Why so?
Because, you always get the little glimpses within the first two of what, the future war would be like. But then, by them, kind of thwarting things into, it's like, you got these little glimpses, but you would never know. But then if they be like, Salvation could have been the big what if, we would be like, all right, what if they never could stop this? And
They never could.
They never could. I mean, they never stopped it, but the machines also never won in a quest to come back to the past. It was an endless loop.
It's an ongoing.
And plus the timelines of all of it was
someone said if you go by the law of each time you come back to create a divergent timeline, that Terminator has shattered its reality. Its reality is just effed. It's just effed.
But it's a computer, so it's not going to have that sense of, I don't know, it's something like a human concern a little bit because it's just a machine. Do it to it achieves.
Right. That's
the Terminator and it kills itself.
That's the endless circle.
So I never expect that, but I don't know, when it came to like John Connor being the villain and stuff, this became too multiversal.
Right.
Too risque. Yes, roll the dice and see what hits. But there's a few of them. I mean, I'll say Matrix 2.
Yeah, Matrix could have stopped it once.
Yeah,
the second one was just eye candy.
Yeah, like eye candy, but it could have really stopped.
Yeah, it could have stopped that one. And people always trying to disagree. The second one was like, it progressed the story. Like, no, it didn't. It did not. The fight scenes, it had a lot of cool shit. The twins was cool. Leo was doing all sort of cool shit. But it was unnecessary.
Meat and Bones was in the first one.
Yeah.
It never filled that moment, which none of those movies moved forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Matrix could have been another shot.
Yeah. I think you could have done Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You could have done Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because none of those sequels.
It was a couple I was okay with things in the second one, but yeah.
I don't know. I would just the mystery of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have left that.
Yeah, just that island sitting there. That would have been great.
It was great. And then maybe, 10 years later, you come in and revisit the thing and do it, or do a sequel then. But yeah, sometimes some things need to be left in that mystery. That's why I like things like The Shining. Till Dr. Sleep came out, there was books that came out, but it was still like certain movies that came out. It was just a mystery. It's one shot. You leave it as that. And it could have been a sequel. We could have seen more of it, but nah. Sometimes a movie's a movie. It deserves that. Just one shot. Just one time.
Like one of my favorite vampire movies of all time, The Lost Boys. It was good for what it was in that one movie. But then
they tried those horrible sounds, the frog brothers.
I never watched those. Really? I don't want to try it. Nah, it's Corey Haim and
Corey Feldman.
Heyman died at that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
And surprisingly, they brought back the other frog brother for one of them too. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, he said, I see you in Wild, sir.
Those are straight
no
cash
Sutherland, no Kiefer, no.
Those are straight cash.
He was Jack Bauer by that time.
Right.
Those are just straight cash grabs.
No, yeah, big time.
It's just like the short
House Party could have been on one shot.
Yeah, House Party could have been on one shot. We definitely didn't need more than one House Party.
No, we did not.
We could have left Nightmare on Elm Street at #1.
See, I was going to get into some of these horror things then. So that's because that's one that has 6 sequels.
And even as much as I love Dream Warriors, it's campy as hell, but I just like watching it. But you could have left Nightmare on Elm Street at the first one, and because the first one was too scary.
That would have been it. What about like Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th could stop at 3.
Could stop at 3.
Because to me the first one is good because of the mom. It opens the story up. The second one is all Jason. Right. And then the third one was him actually dying, and I was okay with that.
Going back.
Yeah, he was dead. It was because the fourth one was the one that had the imposter, and the fifth one is when they got supernatural, when they brought him back from the dead. And we didn't need that.
That's when just slasher.
Because it was the fact that it was his mom in the first one. To me, that's one of the great plot twists of all time.
Yeah, I think that's really dope. That was dope storyline, and then how it developed into Jay just being him. It's still this hereditary serial killer. That's how I look at it. Is what your parents raised you to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And with that type of conditioning that she was doing at that time, very dark. And the kid was probably outcast. You know what I mean?
He was disfigured.
He was disfigured and all of that. So, she did her best to develop this kid that society wasn't going to fuck with.
She cracked, he cracked.
Yeah,
and she cracked, Psycho could have stayed at 1.
Yeah. Psycho could have stayed at 1. So that's what I'm saying.
And I like Psycho 3, but Psycho could have stayed at 1.
Halloween could have been 1.
Texas Chainsaw could have stayed at 1.
Yeah,
I think that should have been. Texas Chainsaw could have been 1.
You just didn't kill him in the first one, then. You just
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2.
Could have stopped at 2 because if you think about it, #1 flows into the second when the hospital or they go to the hospital. So we didn't need to go beyond the hospital.
And of course, we kind of already talked about it a little while back, but definitely Exorcist could stay at 1.
Oh yeah.
Even though Brad Dourif was hilarious in the third one, but Child's Play could have stopped at 2.
Yep.
Child's Play could have stopped at 2. Now, while I do have an appreciation for like Curse of Chucky and Bride of Chucky for what they were, for the camp that were, but the first one to me was good enough.
Yeah, first one was good enough.
Hellraiser could have ended at 2.
Yeah, Hellraiser 3 was the beginning of the fall.
Right.
that was
they tried. At least they tried.
Like the beginning of Hellraiser 3 is good, and then after that it just falls all the way apart. It's like it went from being scary to like, oh, this guy shoots CDs out of his face.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And he turned the camera guy. You ready to wear your clothes up? You ready to wear your clothes up? Like those like the worst Cenobites ever.
That's horrible business.
And as campy as I thought this series was, I kind of got low key love for it. I think Critters could have been cool with 2 movies.
Yeah.
How many critters are there?
Like 4.
They're like 4.
Critters,
4.
5.
No. Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5,
Because they
bro.
tried to do a reboot one with one of the original cast members.
But you know what series surprisingly almost gets better, even though it's a B movie series? Tremors gets better as they go along.
I agree. Tremors. I like Tremors.
Michael Gross is a G in those
Yeah,
movies.
Critters. I like Tremors over Critters. I was with the
And
Tremors.
Tremors is terrifying.
Yeah,
Them
Tremors.
little things is terrifying. Them worms is terrifying.
Yeah, those little worms, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was big, and there was the little ones, then it got smaller, and it got
Gosh,
big again.
Oh my gosh, that's creepy. Nights of the Creeps. Was that one?
Yeah, Night of the Creeps. That was a hard one.
That was a
That
one.
one only had one though.
Yeah, that only had one.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the spirit of that movie is in Slivers.
True.
Yeah.
Spirit of Night of the
that's
Creeps is
true.
in Slivers.
Yeah.
Night of the Creeps is creepy.
What's
Yeah,
that?
it was. I felt so bad for homie when he got caught on the toilet, the handicapped dude, because he really wanted to live,
Right.
like, and he was been getting picked on the whole film. So for him to get all wormed up, man, that was bad.
The cop was my favorite character. Throw me. Throw in the cigarette and like, what you got, throw me.
Right.
Like, I do. I
got you. Watch this.
Right.
Poltergeist could have stayed in one.
Yeah.
Phantasm though, the first 3 Phantasms are actually solid.
So you keep that.
I keep sometimes when you get to like the B level, the sequels actually kind of get better.
Because they get more money and then they can flush.
Right.
If they really care about the story, you can flush out.
And then, of course, we got that low-key fan base, too.
Yeah. So you want to keep them throughout.
I mean,
Make your money.
what a lot of people don't realize is that Friday the 13th is one of the most successful independent horror films of all time.
So that's another question. Which one of these? So Nightmare on Elm Street was New Line Cinema, so that wasn't quite independent. But Friday the 13th was.
I forgot which.
I want to say they started off with Paramount at first.
I think Paramount got them
just
later.
the film studio.
Oh, that was all that one guy, Sean, whatever, like you see his name.
Cunningham.
Sean Cunningham.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got bank loans and put his own money into that. Shot it, distributed it, put it out. He got distribution through Paramount.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got distribution through Paramount, but I think it was a case of that film cost at that time about $20,000 to make, and at that time they made $1 million.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like at that point he was like $. Like all I can see is because you only spent 10 stacks and you made $1 million.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that's
hard.
ultra hard.
Yeah.
And it was a property and that was one of the things he owned his property.
Right.
Wes Craven let New Line take the Nightmare franchise. But yeah, it could have stopped at the first one. It's just that Robert Englund was such a smash success as a character.
Saying that one for out.
Right.
Yeah, that's and because I was talking with someone the other day about the remake with the guy who played Rorschach.
Yeah, Rorschach.
Yeah, he played Rorschach.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know where they really went wrong is that they painted him in that, even though they didn't say it in the remake, they painted him as also a child rapist.
Right.
And so at least the original one, he was just a child murderer.
Right.
It's still bad. It's all bad. I'm not saying one of them, but it's like when you immediately start with child rape, you automatically go, oh yeah,
Time to go.
because people kind of like you want to see what Freddie would say next. That was the hitch of Freddie.
Right.
You want to see what he was going to say next. But he was definitely at his scariest in the first movie.
Oh yeah, no
The
doubt.
second one was dumb. You know, and then they just became, he became super jokesy. The third one was the last one to inject some lore. That's when we find out about his mom.
Right.
You know, but that was like the real, like, after that, some of the plots were serious, but the execution was not. And Freddy's dead was just a joke. But New Nightmare was okay.
I saw
Wes
that.
Craven's New Nightmare was okay.
It
was okay, but then the remake just fell totally flat because it's like you just wanted the guy to stay dead. Like, oh, he was touching these kids, not just killing them.
Yeah, that's kind of that's very dark.
It was too dark. It was like they made him
too grotesque, too repulsive,
to
even want to watch.
Yeah,
See,
it's like
what was that? Freddy vs. Jason was pretty much an ultimate fan movie.
Yeah,
that was
20 years in the making.
There's only a
fan
few
movie.
scenes I like in there, and there's actually the combat scenes.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Kelly Rowland, shout out, but I ain't watching for you.
Yeah.
So,
but skipping past, let's take a big step past Warner Brothers and horror movies that we think.
big step.
Big step to Giant Man, Marvel Legends' newest big step.
Yeah, this the figure moment. You know, we're going to talk about this month. And
Did your last name really Falcon Jesse? If so, cool.
I'm working at the right place.
Right, you're working at the right place.
No, man, we're talking about this Haslab announcement. If y'all figure fans, figure collectors, Hasbro Post has just announced one of their new releases for one of their project releases for the Haslab, upcoming Haslab is Giant Man. You know, Giant Man from the Ant-Man from the Avengers guys, and this is Ant-Man.
Ooh, they doing it. I like that scene.
Yeah, that's cool scene.
They're missing Giant Man, need Giant Man.
And
the Wasp.
yeah, they're bringing Giant up. Now, see, that's the problem right there. So, yeah, Giant Man. Giant Man is supposed to be 12, I think, how many inches supposed to be? They ain't gonna get me on that joke. They're not gonna get me on that joke, so open the door. So 24 centimeters. There you go, folks. See that? 60 centimeters, 24 inches, 60 centimeters versus the 6.4 inches, 16.25 centimeter figures.
Jeez.
So this is a big figure.
He's 2 feet tall?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's similar to Galactus and Sentinels. That's what the Haslab do. They do these big projects. So you gotta
91?
Yeah.
For a figure that big?
It's toes.
How many did
toes?
How many did
He
Galactus
got
have?
curly toes.
Pick it up with your toes, Giant Man.
I
Put your
think
skates on, Giant Man.
I think Galactus had around the same. And it's gonna be 91 points articulation, hands, fingers, tips, all of that move, you know what I mean, all the joints, arms. It's just like having a very articulated figure. Yeah, because you can do posing.
And you put him in a classic outfit too.
Yep,
I love it.
classic outfit.
OG Hank Pym.
Yep, and he's going to get different face masks, a smiling one, a frowning one, and ready for action.
Now I wonder will they do a variant Goliath?
That's see, you never know.
Yeah, then you could even squeeze a Bill Foster in. Huh?
See, here we go.
Word is they do got the Bill Foster figure out that's supposed to be in this line with Marvel Legends. I don't know how big he's gonna be though, but he is supposed to be.
If they don't make him at least the size of like a Marvel Select Hulk, then they're doing themselves. Like I get it if you don't want to give Bill Foster like the full because he's not a popular enough character. Like as much as I like him, like he's just not a popular enough character. Let's just be honest. Like so. I appreciate them making the figure, but he should at least be as big as the Marvel Select Hulk. Height-wise.
Yeah.
Like he should be as tall as Megatron, at least.
And see, that's the scale. If you're going to make these larger things, you gotta make them scale appropriately. Even if, for me now, it's like visual, like this Megatron's lots of I'm like, yo, that's the scale I was supposed to be. You know, if you can make a larger figure, then make it larger. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Just pay extra money for it. That's all, you know. This is supposed to be $200. I think this was cheaper than the Galactus and the Sentinels. Sentinels was initially like $400. But this is, I heard this is up to, you get face plates, you get the zombie face plate.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's dope.
Yeah, and then you get, they actually going for a scroll.
Nice.
Okay.
So how many face plates does it have exactly?
Well, these will be 2 alternative ones, but then, like I said before, you get the angry, the smiling, and then, that'll be the size up right there.
That's a classic. Is that Marvel Legends Ultron now? That classic looking Ultron now?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's right.
I see. Is this? No, this is him.
Dang, Wait, he was.
There you go.
No, that's
old. That's
a super Ultron.
Okay.
I guess I didn't put him out there. But I have it. But yeah. Yeah, so this will be the new thing, the new project for Marvel.
I mean, that whole Avengers lineup was cool.
Yeah.
I don't like that they forced Black Widow into that lineup because she just wasn't a part of the team at this time. This is just me being comic book accurate. I'm sorry. This is me pushing my glasses up. Like,
Black Widow was not a part of the team at this juncture. She had only made minor appearances in Iron Man. She joined the team a lot later.
Very accurate.
You're welcome.
Everyone have a great. Every episode, I love it. So now, man, yeah.
That guy was truly surprised.
Boy, what?
Right. Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man, I wonder what these conversations be backstage. Because these guys be seen too happy. They love their jobs so much. But I would too. Presenting all these goodies to the people and probably get exclusive man.
Yeah, he got Giant Man already.
He got Giant Man.
He came on Giant Man weeks ago.
Came on the Giant Man. So yeah, man. Some figures sold separately. So some people was complaining that sometimes the Galactus came with 2 other little figures, you know what I mean? And Sentinel came with 2 Sentinel figures. You asked about the Wasp and then the other characters. This could have been an opportunity for them to add them onto those characters. Probably would have been a little bit more, a little bit extra. Probably would have been $400 or something like that if that was the case. But
I feel like when it comes to their size changing characters, you know how there's the Marvel Legends, which are the 6.4 figures?
Right.
Don't you know those other ones, the 3-inch figures?
Yeah.
Those should be the ones, they should use that size Marvel Legends sculpting to make the Ant-Man, Wasp, and Yellow Jacket. Because those little ones have the same points of articulation. I mean, you're going to get less articulation. It's a smaller figure. But you would get the scale that you're looking for.
Visuals properly.
Yeah, you would get the scale that you're looking for. Because I know for a fact that they had put out a Wasp with that. I bet you if you go somewhere, you can probably find that Wasp for cheap somewhere, a couple bucks, and you do a scene with her with the flying around.
Tough.
Yep. Or like him holding like Yellow Jacket in his grasp.
Now, for all y'all who is planning to get this and got Galactus already, I already see a scene the dude down and Galactus standing over him. Like, I don't know how y'all frame that boy, but that's what I'll be doing, man. Like, I had these big boys playing work because what you getting these guys for? Just to stand around? Get them shots in, but yeah, this is it. So Haslab
looks good,
man.
That's looking good.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's been a good little conversation.
Yeah, this has been a great show.
Absolutely.
Great show.
Any last shout outs?
I want to give a big shout out to my people from Dice Soup. I've been playing D&D every Sunday with them for years. The one D&D thing they paid me. So yeah, shout out to Dice Soup. We hit the year mark. We had a big game today. A lot of story turnover. So had a good time with those people today. It was a good day.
That's dope.
It's been a good day. My character leveled up today, so I can't actually, when I go home, I'll be changing my character, leveling up my character. But yeah, big shout out to Dice Soup, and big shout out to all the tabletop RPG players that are in my life and who just watch the show in general. I've been convinced by Ambi as one of them, as well as some other people to put out my third party stuff. So I'm actually going to work on my third party manual.
Let's do it, dude.
And get it out. I've already made
photography.
already made a barbarian class based on DMX and a monk class based on the Wu-Tang Clan. So I've been busy. I've been real busy.
Let's do it, man, for real.
But shout out to all the RPG nerds and shout out to all the queerdos out there.
Sir.
Man, want to give a nice little special shout out to a few of my coworkers I rock with to talk about the nerdy stuff. Shout out to my peeps, Eric Chavez, Brad Garcia, Khalif Alahar, Arturo Griffin. We talk all about the good stuff, Marvel, DC, Eric Chavez, he's a damn good cosplayer. He's done some stuff with Moon Knight, Spider-Man 2099, Mandalorian especially is dope. And, you know, he just tells me about stories about just him doing his thing, running the Comic-Con routes or whatever. So it's like, you know, just hearing stuff like that while getting work on, work like that always is, brings a great relief or whatever. I'm glad to be connected to these fellas because they're good peeps and all that. So, you know, definitely keep pushing with that, man. Keep the cosplaying up. And hopefully in the near future we can have one of y'all get some interview time with FNG. Tell us about what you love about the Nerdverse and all that. So, shout out to y'all.
Yes, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everyone that pays attention to the podcast. Shout out to everyone that follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, on Instagram and Facebook and all of that stuff. Shout out to Hip Hop for being 50. You know what I mean? Recently was Taste of Chicago. Recently had a performance with Slick Rick and okay. Whew. All right, well, Slick Rick and them.
and them. I like that poster. On tour with Slick Rick and them.
So, you know, check that out. These are a few photos that I shot.
Nice.
You know, I'm just going to show off. You know, I'm a photographer too, y'all. And I was at this AC Alone. Some of these are AC Alone shots that I attended to. Yoda from the Greats and Silas, they all performed there. This right here is me in Philly, Fillmore, Invigorate Water, you in Milwaukee. Go on and check that out. Check that out. She's a nice lady. And there go Philly, man. We was out there for the Hip Hop 50th as well, celebrating that. This is my man Silas. He was one of the performers with the mug. Oh, this is a grimy photo. Oh, AC Alone right here. Shout out to him. My first time meeting him personally. He's a really cool, down-to-earth guy. He ain't too egotistical. He's really cool. Just Yoda and Silas is Eccentric IE, and they talk about the papers. All they do is put up the papers, man. It's Acrobats, alumni. That's dads on AC Alone. AC Alone DJs, and then the shout out to DK, Opio, Hyro. Love this dude, man. This was a wild show, man. Pugs and Mr. Burns and Kodak, man. They was doing their song together. He was going off because Pug's reaction. Shit, man. Shout out to Virgil, fellow filmographer, Infinite, and Silas, of course. I'm just, you know, going through the crew photos, just seeing how it looked on my shits. But, no, man.
White Beast.
Black and White Beast, baby, you know. Get at me, y'all need some photos. Get at Chauncey, y'all need photos. We out here for the culture. This is all our team. This was shout out to Kelly, K-Fly, right out here, Cardi B, yeah, Q Billa, Kamal, Rich.
The Marshall Fields shirt, yo, that's raw.
Marshall Fields is dope, yeah, really dope.
I'm hating on that shit.
You know, right out there is Dwayne, what up? GQ, Clarence, fellow photographer, Mario Smith. If y'all don't know this guy, you should. This my boy said. Ooh, clips. Look at that. That's dope shot. Oh, man, so anyway, shout out to 19 Neat. You know what I mean? I'm just going through the lines. This was the Hip Hop Museum. This was Pug's Day. Shot this with fellow. Shout out to PK. Shout out to GQ. Shout out to June. Shout out to Kingdom, Grace, J-Dot, fellow.
J-Dot.
Dove. That note, I'm just gonna stop it right there.
Alright.
You know what I mean? So, shout out to all my folks. Shout out to Megatron. Shout out to Masterpiece Megatron right here.
The unspoken hero of the night.
Yeah, this is our new mascot. We get mascots every so weeks, so this is our new one. So yeah, that's a good episode, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all my friends, family, and supporters of this podcast and moving forward with the movement. And yeah, got some good things planned for y'all. So stay tuned and thank you. Peace.
Peace.
Stay weird.